Hello and welcome. And thank you very much for joining me today. I'm really delighted that you're here and that I can tell you something about my wonderful healing work. My name is Hübner. In 1995, my healing center was founded. And there's also a school I have, because mankind wants to learn spiritual healing again. Unfortunately, people lost the manual for it. And I always say, everybody is a healer. You just need to know how to practice it. And that's what we need the school and the teachers for. And everything is really well guided. I will tell you a little bit about my work, and you will agree with me. I consider my task as the most important help for humans to get well again. At the right time, those possibilities will come through the divine guidance. That's how you happen to be here, so that you can expand your awareness. There's so much that can serve you. Today, we will go from linear thinking to a multidimensional thinking. And that is really important, because we talk about world peace. And when people are still tilted and distorted in their thinking, in their feeling, in their action, and if they're not in the divine order, how shall there be an order established for the world? I've got so much to tell you, and I really have to concentrate that I don't slip to other topics. Everything's important, but our time is limited. So I will give you a fast forward tour through the most important aspects, so that your awareness can be expanded in the way that you recognize healing is possible. I don't have to suffer anymore. To recover is easy. And then, just be ready. Come here and fulfill this blessing for you. Everybody needs my help, no matter which kind of therapies you're in. As long as your body is not in the divine order, you cannot accomplish any kind of order. Yes, believe me. I healed so many people. I know what I'm talking about. And if I talk about the spine healing and the correction of the pelvic, what I really mean is that this altogether can be healed. There are no limits to my work. You shouldn't think, oh, Anna is only responsible for the spine. No, no. All the body functions are connected to the spine. This is the origin of the healing, no matter what one worries about. Please don't get me wrong if I say that this symptom-oriented therapy is really out of date. This really needs to be understood, that the cause needs to be fixed, and then the symptoms just vanish themselves. And this is my task. Of course, there are the skeptics, the doubtful ones that are always behind my back. But I don't have to prove anything anymore. Thousands that I treated are evidence enough. Every day I do wonders. Every day you can experience healing here in my place. And so the skeptical and doubtful ones will always be my greatest advertising media. Let's take a look. The worldwide first school for spiritual spine straightening. What kind of responsibility is connected to that? My healing is supposed to be carried out to the whole world. That's why I also work in different countries. When I started back then with healing and got my first successful treatments, that is now 30 years ago. One day I told myself, or something said in me, my work should not be a drop into the ocean. It should be the whole ocean itself. Each drop in this ocean is God. And God means healing. Back in that time I thought, what am I talking? How arrogant. I believe something spoke through me. And today I recognize even more how extensive my task is. And I say, if people are tilted and distorted physically, mentally, where shall peace then come from? First, one needs to be in the divine order. Then it's possible to generate the energy of integrity and non-violence. No violence. It's a quantum leap into a new awareness that is fulfilled through my healing work. And believe me, all those people that I put into the divine order are not comparable with the ones that still live in this disorder, in this chaotic energy, and are stuck there. They're completely different beings. They became light workers. And they cooperate in this plan. What kind of plan is that? Peace for the world. Yes. That's my task. And it starts in every one of you. If you treat for yourself peacefully, with light, if you have thoughts of love, then your overall environment is involved in this energy and will change. You always say you healed your home, you healed your village, your city, your country, and the world. We're all involved in this plan of peace. If I heal one of you, and you carry home this energy, then you generate a new energetic level for peace. Many people that come here tell me, no, my wife doesn't like spiritual healing, or my husband doesn't want to know about it. It's just me coming here and I don't tell anybody about it. And after a while, suddenly the partners show up, and how did that happen? Well, it was such a comfortable energy around my wife or my husband, so I became so curious, I wanted to experience that as well. And this proves to me this extensive task and work to carry out this energy into the world so change can take place. Without energy, this wouldn't be possible. Oh, well, I got almost lost. Let me start again with the important aspects. So, what is distorted can be straightened now. And also, due to evolution, it happens like this. I'll show you. First of all, Jesus Christ. He's my role model. He was the most famous spiritual healer at all times. And he said, after me, there will be more healers doing greater wonders than me. And they're here. We are healers, and we already had the intention when we put on this earth clothing to heal people. Everything is fulfilled due to the divine plan. And Jesus Christ told his disciples, "Go out there and heal the sick ones." Why could not this not be accomplished? A healer has an inner power which is received by other people, and they perceive it as uncomfortable. They're afraid of it. It's this kind of subtle power to bring the good to the world and gives you strength. It's the power of love, but not everybody can handle this power of love. And that's why could be that the skeptics opposes it. And that's why you say the disciples of Jesus had faced so many difficulties and couldn't continue his work. That's why we are here. So let's continue. The divine straightening is part of the change of mankind. It's about a healing and awareness energy of the new order that is introduced in human civilization to then trigger a change that has not been there for thousands of years. It's a gift of love, of delight and mercy that then leads people to their destiny. What kind of destiny is that? If I look back on the incarnation, then we know that our origins lie in the apes. I think there's enough evidence for this by now. It was born on 4 feet, and you know that apes are very flexible. His pelvic is also called the swinging pelvic because you can swing it from left to the side, from to the back. And this enables him to leap and jump around. We can take a look at that, and we were stunned. And after the ape, the human, it was called Neanderthal, tried to walk on 2 feet. The Neanderthal tried to straighten himself, and he was successful, but still walked tilted forward because the arms were too heavy. He couldn't coordinate his arms and legs with the rest of the body. And then came the Homo sapiens. He walked straighter, the arms were a little shorter, and you have a similarity with humans. And then came the God-man. The peak of creation, the God-man, sounds so wonderful. But the God-man is still tilted and distorted. He still needs a stick to be supported because he's not balanced. He's still staggering and is not stable. He's lacking this inner straightening. And this is my task. From the not straight pelvic and the legs that have different length, that's why the spine is distorted, because it's subject to the gravity. Let's say to free people from the burdens of the past. And then we create a new species of humans. As medium, I asked, why? Is the creation not able to create the perfect human? Why is this peak of creation not already perfect? And then the spiritual world told me that a human needs to do that, so that humans can believe again. I understood it. If a human puts on earth clothing and goes to the teaching planet to learn something, if he was already perfect, then he wouldn't need to go on that kind of journey. But he is not perfect. He needs to experience that. And then he's allowed to call himself Quantum God. Quantum God. Some say, isn't that a little bit too much, Anne? Isn't it really too much? No, that's the truth. Everybody that was straightened by me is put in the divine order, is allowed or has to call himself Quantum God. What does that mean? God in perfection. To have an awareness for the experience in God, of God in us, to merge with one another. This is the Quantum God. And this is development of our awareness due to evolution. And due to evolution in this millennium, 2000 to 3000, mankind can awake in the awareness. We don't need any kind of beliefs anymore. We are allowed to worship ourselves. And then there are no longer those energies that cause thoughts like, my God's better than yours, we need another God, and there's another better God, and my teaching is the right one and the only true one. This is not divine. Those elements need to be deleted, because this wouldn't be divine. God didn't want any wars or battles or killing. No. God is love. I also stick to the teaching of Satyasa Baba, who says exactly that. God is love. God is in you. And if you live that in you and are constantly aware of it, then healing just comes to you like that. Love is the greatest power in the overall universe. Love heals everything. People just need to understand that. It is a path, and I'm ready to go with you on this path. When somebody turns into God-man and is not balanced and then turns into a quantum God, then you see that everything rises up and opens up. It's like a spiral. All the worries, the hardships, the burdens of the past, even the karmic structures are exceeded and overcome. A new human creates himself. And then we have some more information. Why did mankind lose the way of the divine healing? The alternative medicine is based on single knowledge and therefore not guided by the divine spirit. And the self-healing forces are ignored, which proves that the alternative therapies are separated from the universal. And the hunch that pills can heal is not confirmed by linear view, and many physicians understand themselves as licensed drug negotiators, as well as it's scientifically proven that placebos have a great healing impact, more than modern chemical pills. And scientists and physicians know about healing wonders, but they hide them because they believe that the time has not come for mankind to know about it. I do not accept that. The time has come to inform mankind about it. And those physicians who say, well, if I tell those people about those spiritual things, then tomorrow nobody will come into my practice. And I tell them, no, on the contrary, that's the case. All hospitals and head doctors send their people to my practice. And also healing centers and spa centers. And then they say, the doctor recommended it. Oh, wonderful. They're thankful for it. And their practices are really full. All the healers I taught that used to work with alternative medicine, they can't even handle all the people, because God will dominate everything. And that's what people can sense. A physician that then turns into a healer heals just like God. So think about it. And first of all, tell people about what you experience here. So let's continue. There were times where I had 250 clients here. I had 125 in the morning, and then around noon, 125. We were like a huge cinema here. And you couldn't treat the people on a couch here. Due to my many students that I have taught during the years, I had a less workload, and that's why people coming to me have special privileges. They get single treatments. They're put all on the couch in a single consultancy hour. And as I'm a medium, I also watch out for subconscious things that are stored, that need to be corrected. And then from here walks out a new human. I create a new human. Shh. Well, I'm not allowed to say it like this, but that's the way it is. Back pain, this is the most widespread disease. 500 billion euros are spent for therapies that do not even help. People are unable to work because of back problems, and they lose billions because of that. Early pensions, walkers, that doesn't have to be like this. I am your savior. Please come here. I will help you. Pelvic obliquity with a special measurement technique. Of course, I know everything what's possible, and also that you understand what I am capable of fulfilling. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to take the clothes off of the people, but it's not necessary. People are so distorted, you see it anyway through the clothes. I will show you some statistics. First of all, you need to know human is born distorted, and nobody should accept this state, because through permanent burden on the joints you have fatal impacts. 500,000 artificial hip joints, 300,000 knee joints, and over 200,000 disc surgeries, putting in wires and increasing the talents of shoes, and many useless therapies and treatments cost the healthcare system 500 million euros. But this is not about healing. Even if a slipped disc is operated, the pelvis is still not straight, and the danger still remains. I see that here every day. People come to me because the disc maybe next to the disc that was slipped before is slipped. And what people distorts emotionally and then shortens their muscles, nobody thinks about that. If people are constantly afraid, if there is a pressure in the back, if they have stress, or if they're acidified, all this can be fixed here with me. If we put people in their inner harmony, then instantly we have a perfect pH value. We can influence the toxins. And so on and so on. If somebody doesn't want to be straightened and thinks he doesn't need it, and will later have a scoliosis or something else. And older people, what's left for them is just the walker or the wheelchair. So come to me, and then you can spare all this. What's shocking is in the alternative medicine what it needs to straighten somebody. Because they don't use the spiritual forces, and mostly doesn't know about those, then they use surgery. But if the pelvis is still not straight and the legs have an unequal length, this is not a healing. It is dangerous. Especially if people have wires put in and they're stiffened. And after the straightening, they feel how the body is straightened through the gravity. And then they have this wire inside. So please, physicians, come to me and learn. Learn the straightening of the pelvis to correct this pelvis obliquity in only one treatment. And then we can talk about surgery if necessary at all. In other countries we already work together with physicians. My wonderful assistant Tanja Eckersberg, she's a book author. She can do so much. We complement one another perfectly. As she works in the field of physiotherapy, she can talk to the physicians because she herself is physiotherapist. And therefore we're known beyond many limits, and in November we will work together with physicians in India. Those who were straightened have a perfect spine, also receives an expanded brain, and of course there's less risk of a stroke. Oh, well, it's kind of logical, right? If the spine is distorted and the atlas vertebra is not straightened, how dangerous that is. You have to recognize that. And Tanya herself had measurements made. There you can see how the brainwaves expand. And that's what we all want, right? Also, that the pineal gland is activated, serotonin, melatonin, everything's activated. It keeps us active mentally, dementia, Alzheimer, all those things. The most important thing, even physicians tell me, where do you have this table from? We don't even have this or learn that. Yes. The overall body functions are connected to the spine, and if this one is distorted, the energy information to the organs are misguided, and as you can see here, the head, the brain, eyes, nose, face, shoulders, your neck, the heart, liver, the circulation system, the stomach, the gall, intestine, the kidneys, ovaries, of course also the genitals, the hip, and everything is connected to the spine. In the moment where the spine is distorted, especially in the area of the thoracic spine, then you get heart problems, or you will get them. You will get strokes because the heart doesn't get the right supply. And I really regret that the alternative medicine only has injections ready or some pills. I may say so. I saved many lives of people with heart disease in that moment when the thoracic spine was straightened and the energy could flow, the heart could expand. And there's life in the old dog yet. And the same applies to the other organs. The spine must be in the divine order. Then the body heals itself. Of course, there's much more connected to the spine. Tanya examined all of that. The supply of the nerves, for example. You can read it. And you'll probably also find your own symptoms and see that only here you need healing and can fulfill the healing through straightening, through establishing the divine order. I saved an old template, stems from Paul Schmidt, I believe it was 1956 when he published it first in a book. He wrote The cancer frequency minus 22.5 is connected to the spine, the cell regeneration of a tumor, and if the vertebrae are not in a correct line, you cannot heal cancer, or you can get cancer from this. Well, unfortunately, his knowledge wasn't published in that day, but I had the possibility to get it. There are energy centers, chakras. All those things are not even taken into consideration for the conventional medicine. There's just not enough information. And as I said, but those working in this with this conventional medicine, the physicians are not to be blamed. They're not interested in that. They say it's esoteric, it's spiritual nonsense. No, it's just knowledge. What is really happening? The spine also shapes the embryo. That's what is formed in the first place. After the insemination, you can already see how the spine is formed. And from the spine, from each vertebra, all information are led to the development in the womb. It is a miracle. But anyway, you can say that this is a natural law. From the spine, everything originates. Also, the feeling of the thoughts of the parents also influence the prenatal development. Medication and ultrasound, or panicking what will be with the child, what it could have. This influences the child. You have to rethink in this respect. I contradict too many ultrasound treatments because people just don't understand that this is unwanted. The cell of the child is influenced. The radiation have an influence. I know about the radiation because I'm radiesthetic. But if I talk to people from the conventional medicine, they just don't think about it. They don't even consider that they produce kind of cell trash. What to do with that? What happens is that lumps are formed, mammography, breast lumps, and even though they know about it, they invite people to do mammography. But anyway, I'm not allowed to say too much about it. That's why I do family healing. Father, mother, children. Everybody needs my help. Once I straightened a woman and a pregnant woman. She was in her 5th month, pregnant, and later on the child that was born completely straight. And all those lovely children as well, we see here on the picture lying on the mother and the father. These were really advanced parents. I was very, very happy that they reacted so well and that they were ready to take part in this experiment, that I straightened her in advance before the birth. And later on, we stated if parents both came to me for straightening are already in the divine order, that then the descendants, the children, are already born then in the divine order. There's no need for special pens or plaster beds because children are tilted. You don't need all of that. Wonderful. I'm really happy if the parents come to me and the pregnant women. If they're already pregnant and the child is about to be born, so please come to me later, even though if I can tell you if for a pregnant woman the pelvis is straight, the birth will be much easier. And this is all scientifically proven. I will show you the pictures one time. Establishing the divine order with children, every child is tilted and distorted. Don't say, no, not my child. That's not true. Take a close look. Especially the children are carrying the burdens of the past. And due to evolution, they are not in the divine order. And they will suffer at one point and have pain. So please bring them to me. Now, a call to all parents. Have your children straightened because they are more tilted than you think. Your child is a universal being. Give your child, through this mercy of straightening, its universal awareness back so it can perceive itself as a happy being. Only then we can loosen those ties that happen in the prenatal phase, and only then those can be overcome. This phenomenon, mother and child straightening during the pregnancy, is really the peak of our work that is fulfilled through the creative spirit. Your tilted child should not live in this tilted way and should not grow up in that way. So please use this unique gift as soon as possible to straighten your child. The straightening simplifies also the pregnancy and the birth and also the life of the children. Those children are pardoned children. They are light carriers. They're indigo children and they light up the world. Now we have some pictures here. Every human needs our help. 14 centimeters of pelvis obliquity. This was really unimaginable. But you see, we can improve everything, no matter what the state was before. So we have ourselves surprised. 5 centimeters, 14 centimeters. The shoulders were shifted. Scoliosis. We have distorted spines. We can fix everything. Establishing the divine order and spiritual straightening. The original one. First school for spiritual spine straightening since 1995. And here you see how people came tilted and distorted to us, of course, with pain. They have go to pension early, they have had a long hardship, and then they get their freedom back. They're free from pain. Please send everybody to me. Nobody needs to suffer. We're living in a new era, and the spiritual healing is the healing for mankind. Here are some cases about my work which happens without any touch of this intelligent spirit, and my work is long-lasting. Once straightened, this is permanent. This energy cannot be put on there a second time, and therefore I call it healing in perfection. Young people with scoliosis, with tilted necks, distorted spines, hanging shoulders, 4.5 centimeters, tilted pelvis. She was in pain, and afterwards she was freed from pain. Nowhere else this recovery force and the healing of the body can be seen so clearly than with my work. And also tilted shoulder blade or an axial twisted. That means that the pelvis is twisted itself and the sacral joint is shifted, and after straightening everything's perfect. And we measured the legs afterward, and they have the same length. And in that way, within seconds, the spine straightens itself. The age is not of importance. My oldest client is 102 years old. She's quite famous. Her name is Phyllis Crystal. She also has her own healing methods to cut the inner ties. She's an icon of spiritual healing. Yes, I take care of her still today. She had a severe car accident and I saved her. I made her pain-free. And until today, she's really thankful for that. So please don't say, oh, my parents, it's not worth sending them to you, they're over 80. No. Please. A human with the new energy that can call himself quantum God can also be in the next life in this elevated oscillation and put on the earth clothing. Also in the hereafter, this person will get to a completely different hierarchy. There, where there's light and love. You don't have to wander around the dark sides anymore. I, as you can call it, heal beyond death. I also heal deceased people because I'm clairvoyant and can communicate with them. And they brought their illnesses with in the hereafter and also their pains. And in the moment when I put them in the divine order, they become light carriers. This is also one topic. In Lithuania, I had a young man who had 6 centimeters of pelvis obliquity. He had 2 surgeries on the knees, and he really suffered badly. You can see here on the picture, he was so touched and so emotional because he cried, because he was so happy. He couldn't really believe it. He was instantly pain-free. So please, pass this on. And here we have a few shoes from Thomas. He observed his shoes. I believe he was physiotherapist. He was a little skeptical. He didn't really want to believe that this was possible, and that's why he took pictures of his shoes before and a quarter of a year later. And there was his evidence. He could only wear his shoes up to 3 months. As far as I know, his pelvis obliquity was 2 or 3 centimeters. And if you take a look at the shoes, you see what force the longer leg had, that it pushes down this really hard cork. And imagine all this then goes back to the hip. and causes signs of wear off, and then follow surgeries and all that. And for the right shoes, you can see that everything is completely corrected because the legs have the same length. And in the end, he was really, really thankful to be able to have experienced something like this. Of course, I work with scientists that get involved with the treatment of healing, and those results are really fantastic. Daniel Goulin from the University in Milan, with a special camera from a Russian system, he provided new knowledge for physics. It's not a thermal camera, it's an energy measurement. And he then analyzed what happened with the people after treatment, and I believe it's really fantastic. All those with doubts and skeptics, I believe we've won over them. What's important for us also to see that the emotional state changes after the straightening and the putting into the divine order. It changes in the way that the mood really goes up. And as I said, the pineal gland that produces serotonin and melatonin and produces the happy hormones, this is able to expand, and then a human is just happier. Once I talked to a physician that leads psychiatry. Actually, I educated him, and he told me, if they let you really heal here in the psychiatry, then this one will be empty afterwards. I got a lot of positive feedback also in the field of drugs or with burnout. I can fix it instantly. I just want to say, please think of establishing the divine order. So, hello, we have Tanya here. She's an expert in orthopedics. She herself suffered from a severe back problem, and a lot of time of her childhood she was in hospital, and later on she was healed here in our center. And then she was so motivated that she learned everything to help people nowadays. And we have Lena as our guest. She's tilted and distorted just like every human, and is carrying her burdens from past lives with her and what has accumulated through her destiny. And now the moment has come to put her back in the divine order, and Tanya will show you what it looks like when a human is measured. So let's start. Let's first take a look at the back and at the shoulders. Can clearly see that the right shoulder is a little higher. And I watch out for the shoulder blade peaks on the right and on the left. So my fingers are on the peak bones. Lena, can you feel that? Yes. And there's a great difference. I will show you with a ruler, make it clearer. I put the ruler underneath the bones of the shoulder blade, press against it, and you can see it's almost 3 centimeters of difference between the shoulder blades. This is very clear to see, and I have to say, Lena, your hairdresser cut your hair when you were seated, but there's a clear asymmetry in it. But this, the hairdresser is not to blame, but it's because your back is tilted. And you can see that here on the right side there's a little bit more space between the hip and the arm than on the left side. Yes, you can clearly see that the right arm on the right side, the arm is pressed against the hip, and on the left side there's a little space. And here I now feel the single bones here on the right here, and in the lower lumbar region we have a curve to the left, and here at the bottom she's quite tall, again another curve to the right, and on the neck there's a fourth curve, so it's a 4 curved scoliosis. So please put your feet together, Lena. Now we take a look at the pelvis, and you can see that the right side is shifted sidewards, and when I put the ruler on both sides here, so put your feet really close together, please. Right. I push against each side, and now you see here on the right side there's a lot more difference between the ruler and the leg than on the left side, even though I'm pressing here equally. Can you see that? Yes, we can see it. If you could lift the pants a little bit, well, you would need 4 hands in, but we can see from the back here that the distance on the right side between the ruler and the leg is larger. Alright, so please have a seat here on our treatment table. So we now analyze the pelvic obliquity in a sitting position. You see how the right leg is clearly longer. I mark the heels and also the foot bones. Now, Lena, please sit up very straight as you can. Lift your feet, and now you can see clearly a great pelvic obliquity, almost the same as the shoulder, almost 3 centimeters. Oh my God. Lena didn't know about it, and of course she has pain because of that. Yeah, Lena told me that she has headaches every day and dizziness, and this of course stems from the tilted back and from the tilted first vertebra in the thoracic spine. So now we show it from an angle where you can clearly see that Lena's right leg is 3 centimeters longer than the left one, and this is because of the pelvic obliquity, and we will fix that now, and we will show you how. Therefore, Lena has to lie down. We measure her in a sitting position and in the lying position, because then we can see if there is an additional actually distortion. That means that the iliosacral joint is twisted, and then you have later on severe problems because of that, and we also fix that. Now Tanya is examining, and yes, indeed, we have a twisted axially distortion. That's what we can see here in the lying position. She has put down her hips. It's a little less, the distance here, 0.5 centimeter less, but still quite dramatic distance here. Now I'm ready to put Lena in the divine order, and I will explain to her and to you what I will do. What I'm doing is not a technique or a method or anything that humans invented. No, it's healing through the spirit. The spirit of Lena wants her body to be perfect, and in the moment when I connect to it, I generate this force, and then the miracle of establishing the divine order will be fulfilled with Lena. And the fantastic thing about it is, you only need to fulfill this once, and then for all time. That's why I call the spiritual healing the absolute healing. I'm clairvoyant and I'm taking a look at Lena from the inside. In her face she already has the asymmetry, that the jaw was shifted sidewards and the atlas vertebra set on an edge, and that's why she had constant headaches and problems to concentrate. And all the thoracic spine is aligned now. And we go further down to the lump area, and all control systems are put in the divine order. The pelvis is adjusting, the axial distortion. It's a perfect divine process that is taking place. Lena shrugged a little bit because the muscles and everything is adjusted to the divine order. And now this state of being tilted and distorted is overcome, has been overcome for all time. Let's take a look at the result. Without pulling or any pushing, I just put Lena's legs together, and this is to the exact millimeter accurate. Lena, did you feel anything, any energy? Yes, I felt it in my jaw, heated up. Because I had some pains in here. It feels really smooth now, and I also felt it in my fingertips, and I felt really warm. Alright, so please come to the sitting position. We will show you with a mirror, or maybe you can see it yourself like this. Now we can see Lena is in the divine order. Everything's perfect. Is it easier to sit now? Because before your muscles were a little tense. Congratulations. Thank you very much. So now you can start a new life. Free from the burdens of the past. Free from old patterns. Now you're in balance and your spine is completely straight. And your life will also be in order. Thank you very much and all the best. I just explained to Lena what she has received: a straightened pelvis, 2 legs the same length, and of course a perfect spine. That's the most important thing. The shoulders, the shoulder blades, all the muscles loosened up. And with her I have to add, through this really shifted position, she had knock knees. The knees were pushed together through this incorrect load. On the one side she walked on the heel, on the other side she had to compensate those 3 centimeters. She only was walking with the front of the foot. So the knees started to shift to the inside. And this will change. You just have to say that what will be accomplished here, because walking with knock knees when you're older doesn't look that nice, and it's such a high incorrect load that you need another supporter stick to walk. And you can spare all this now. Thank you very much. Let's take another look at you when you stand up. How does it feel, Lena? Nice. All right, so Anne, I give the camera back to you. We'll take a look at the shoulder blade peaks here. They are at one height, very straight. I'll show you again with the ruler. Perfect. Exact to the millimeter. And now the spine. Can you feel that? I'm here on the peak of the bones. Everything straight, straight, completely straight. No curve at all. Everything's gone. And over the years, of course, the muscles develop differently. One side is stronger, you're right-handed, and this will be adjusted with time. But I can say that the distance of the arms has improved, and we have the same distances from the left and the right, from the arm to the body. And you can see that the pelvis doesn't stand out like before. I press the two rulers here against the hip. Put your feet back together again, please. You can see the distances are all the same. Lena, completely symmetric. So you walk completely different now. And your mood goes up. You are freed from the fetters of past. Free for new life. And how you walk? Yes, very well. It feels good here in the region of the hip. So, Lena, thank you very much. All the best for you. Thank you. So, we'll start with our second part. Once I asked the spiritual world when I had become a medium, isn't that a guy's topic, talking about radiation? Do I really have to be able to know about this? And the spiritual world said, yes, of course. You've got many skills. And that's why it's your job to take care of natural healing and establishing divine order. What you practice with humans, also nature needs that, the world needs it. And I've understood it. Imagine how I was prepared for this education. When I was 35, I fell sick because of my electric typewriter. But I didn't understand it in the first place. I went to a physician with slow conventional medicine. I swallowed tubes and swallowed contrast media. I was x-rayed. It was a long life of suffering for 7 years. The symptoms came up in the moment when I entered my office and sat down in front of the electric typewriter. Those strong radiations, they hit me here in the stomach region. And within a few minutes after I had sat down, I got problems with my stomach, my intestine. I got a bloated belly and almost fainted. I had pain for the nerves, I was shaky. You wouldn't recognize me. And I tried everything the conventional way. You think about, yes, I go to the doctor, but nobody could help me. They actually thought I was a malingerer. But at that time, I tried something else. I started getting involved in the homeopathy. And I also got to know the energetic oscillations. And then I healed myself.
Ich
I
habe
had
diesen
to
Leidensweg
go that
gehen
way
müssen,
of suffering
damit ich
to be able
euch
to help you
heute
today.
helfen kann.
Yes, and I'm ready to
Und ich
help
bin
you.
bereit, euch zu helfen.
Suffering
Leid bringt
brings
Erkenntnis
insight,
und
and
aus
from
der
this
Erkenntnis
insight
heraus
you
schaut man
find
neuen
new path
Wegen und
and you learn
lernt,
to help
sich selbst zu
yourself
helfen,
to serve others.
anderen zu dienen.
Today I
Heute weiß
know,
ich auch,
or let's
oder
put it
sagen
like
wir mal
this,
so,
when I
als
was
ich für
prepared
diese
for this
Aufgabe
task,
präpariert wurde,
we
da war das mit
had
der
kind of
Technik noch
manageable
überschaubar.
technology. This is not
Das
the
ist
case
heute nicht mehr
today.
der Fall.
Today
Wir sind
we
in
are
einer
a time with
übertechnisierten
too much
Zeit
technology,
unterwegs.
and
Und
we
wir wollen auch nicht darauf verzichten,
do
das
not
können
want to
wir
renounce on
gar
them.
nicht. Ich könnte
I
nicht mehr
wouldn't
meine
be able
Post
to
mit der
write
Hand
all my letters
schreiben.
by hand.
Ich
I'm
freue
really
mich, dass
happy
wir diese
that we
Technik
have this
haben.
kind of technology.
Aber die
But the radio
Funkwellen, die
waves that
von
are
ihr
produced by
abgesendet
this
werden,
technology,
das
this
verträgt
is
der
not
Mensch
good for
nicht.
humans.
Das
It's
ist wie
like an
eine
explosion of the
Zellsprengung.
cells.
Wir erschaffen,
When
wenn
we
wir
have our
mit
cell
dem Handy
phones with
unterwegs sind,
we produce
ständig
constant cell
Zellabfall.
waste.
Und wenn die
And if
Zellen
the
in uns
cells swim around
herumschwimmen,
in
dann
us, they
verklumpen
clump
die
together.
sich.
And
Und
that's
so
how
entstehen
tumors
auch Tumore
are formed and many
und
things more.
vieles mehr.
But
Lassen wir
let's
das jetzt
leave
sein,
aside
von
the
Krankheiten zu
sicknesses.
sprechen.
Let's
Sprechen
talk
jetzt
about
von der
recovering
Gesundwerdung, die sich
that
durch
can be
mich
fulfilled through me.
erfüllen kann.
And the
In
time
der
when the
Zeit,
spiritual
als mich die
world
geistige
prepared
Welt
me,
präparierte, war ich
I
nicht in der
was not
Lage,
able
unter
to
einem
pass
Sendemasten
beneath a
vorbeizufahren.
transmission mast. I
Ich
had
hatte große
great
Not, wenn
difficulties
ein
when
großer
there was
Masten,
an
ein
electricity
Strommast
mast.
in
When
der
I
Nähe
passed
war. Wenn
it
ich mit
with a
dem
car,
Auto
I could
vorbeifuhr,
feel my
dann
tongue
kribbelte schon meine
tingling,
Zunge
and I
und ich
could
merkte,
feel
dass mein
how it
Kopf
disturbed
störte.
my head.
Es kam sofort
was
zu einer Ermüdung.
Instantly,
Und
suddenly
wenn ich
tired,
aus dem
and when
Sendebereich
I
raus war,
had
dann
passed
baute sich mein Körper wieder
this
auf.
mast, then my body,
Ich habe diese Gefahr in
recovered.
allen Facetten kennengelernt.
I've got to know this
Hätte ich nicht die
in different
Radiästhesie
forms.
studiert,
If I hadn't
ich wüsste
studied
nicht, wie
the
ich mein Leben
aesthetics,
weiter hätte
I
leben
wouldn't know
sollen.
how to
Und
continue living my life.
daher kann ich
And
heute
therewith I
sagen,
can say it
es
was
war
a
die
divine
göttliche Führung,
guidance
die mich das Erleiden
that had me
durchleben
live
lassen
through this
musste, damit
for the
ich
purpose
mich mit
that I get
Möglichkeiten
involved with the
beschäftige, wie
possibilities
kann ich den Menschen,
that
denen es irgendwann
maybe suffer
genauso
from the
gehen
same
wird,
things. How can I help them? So
Also
it
ein
was a way
Schulungsweg,
of
den habe ich
teaching.
für
If
euch, wenn ich
looking back,
rückblickend sagen
I
darf,
can tell you
gerne
I
durchleben.
really like to do that,
Denn
because
die Geschenke, die
all the gifts
hinterher
I
dabei
received in
herauskamen,
the end
die versöhnen
really
mich
reconcile
mit
me for
allem
everything.
anderen. Und so werde ich euch
I will
jetzt
show
einiges
you
zeigen,
some
was
things
ich durch
that
meine
through my spiritual
Geisteskräfte
force
der
and the
geistigen
spiritual
Alchemistin
alchemist
an
I
euch
can
vollbringen
then do
werde.
with you.
Immerhin
I
kann ich
allowed
Seminare
to
geben, so wie
hold
bei
seminars for the
der
straightening,
Aufrichtung, bei der
establishing the
Herstellung der
divine
göttlichen
order,
Ordnung
and I can
und
educate
Menschen
people
ausbilden, die
that
mich dann
support me.
unterstützen. Und dass
And
wir
again,
auch hier
that
wieder
we
eine
do a
flächendeckende
comprehensive
Arbeit
work here.
leisten können.
Here on this
Auf
picture,
diesem Bild
electrosmog is
Elektrosmog ist
everywhere,
überall,
over
über
2000
2000 registrierte
different
Strahlenarten
registered
verursachen
radiation do a
Schäden,
lot of harm
ungeahnten
with
Ausmaßes.
unknown impacts.
Links
On the
auf
left
dem
here
Bild
you
seht
see,
ihr, diese
those
Gruppe,
were
das
all my
sind alles meine
students.
Schüler gewesen. Viele
Many of
davon
those were
waren
really
elektrosensibel.
electrosensitive, and
Tanja
Tanya
war
was
auch am meisten betroffen,
really
muss ich
affected.
sagen. Sie
She's
ist
a
auch
very
ein
sensitive soul.
Sensibelchen.
When we got to know
Als
each
wir uns
other,
kennenlernten, da war
she was
sie
so
so verladen
full of
energetisch, sie konnte überhaupt nicht
electrosensitivity
mehr mit
that
dem
she couldn't
Auto
even
an einem
pass with
Handymasten
a car or
vorbeifahren.
transmission mast. She went to a
Sie war
fair
einmal
once
auf der
and she
Messe,
had to
sie musste die
leave
Messe
because
abbrechen, weil
in
auf
this
dem
area
Messegelände war
there
ein
was a
Funkturm.
radio mast and
Und
the
die
radiation
Strahlen waren
was
so
so
schlimm,
bad she
sie konnte
couldn't
das nicht
bear it.
aushalten.
What
Was
kind
das
of
für eine
influence that
Beeinflussung
is,
ist,
you
das ist
can't
unvorstellbar.
imagine.
Ihr
And
den
those
Schülern
students,
habe ich
I taught
beigebracht, wie man
how to
Häuser
suppress
entstört,
homes,
entstrahlt,
how
die
you clean
Region
the region,
reinhält, Menschen
how you
selbst
also
entstört,
suppress
entstrahlt, wenn sie auf Wasseradern
if
schlafen
they sleep
oder
on
eben
water
einen Beruf haben,
sources,
wo
or
sie
if they have
Funkhandys
to
bei sich
carry
tragen
cell
müssen.
phones with them,
Oder
or
auch, ich denke oft, wenn
if the
Polizei
police is
ausrückt, was sie
active, think
alles für
about how
Technik
much
am
technology
Körper
they
tragen
carry around
müssen.
with them on their
Ihr müsst euch
body.
vorstellen, wenn die
Imagine
Menschen zu mir
if
kommen
people
und haben
come
ihr
to
Handy
me and
vorher
they have their cell
einstecken,
phone with
dann
you,
haben
they
sie
don't have
überhaupt
this
keinen Energiemantel mehr.
energy
Die
field
Aura ist
around
völlig
them.
durchlöchert
There are
wie
many
ein Sieb.
holes in there,
Und
and
deshalb
that's why
sind die
people
Menschen
are
auch
so
energetisch
weak
so
in their
beschwächt.
energy.
Denn
They
sie
can't
können auch
build
gar
up
keine Kraft mehr
strength anymore.
aufbauen.
The free
Freie
radicals
Radikale
enter
dringen ein und
and do a lot of harm
zerstören,
wherever they
wo sie nur
can.
können.
It's a bad
Es ist eine
time.
schlimme Zeit. Das darf man
Usually
normalerweise
you
nicht
shouldn't
verharmlosen.
play it down.
Man muss
You
schauen,
should
dass
try
man
to
den
help
Menschen
people,
helfen
and I
kann.
really
Und ich
thank
danke
God
dem
and
Himmel,
my
ich danke
spiritual
all meinen geistigen
guide
Führern, die mir
who
diese
provided this
Lernausbildung
teaching education to me,
anvertrauten, mich
and that
so einstufen,
considered
dass sie mir diese
me to have
Verantwortung
this
geben konnten.
responsibility.
Ich danke Ihnen,
I
dass
thank
ich auf
them
so einfache
that I can
Weise
help
den
people in
Menschen
this very
helfen
simple
kann.
way,
Einfache
in this
Weise.
very simple
Ja,
journey.
es ist
Easy, yes,
einfach.
it is easy.
Wenn man in der
If you work
Geisteskraft
in
steht.
your spiritual
Und die hat man
force
mir nach
and
und nach durch
on a
einen
continuous basis,
kontinuierlichen
step by step,
Energieaufbau
it was transferred to me.
übertragen. Und
And
sogar
also the
das
symbol of sealing was
Versiegelungssymbol
transferred to me,
übermittelt, sodass
so
ich
that I am able to do permanent decontaminations. Also, for example, I can take away heavy metals from tubes, I can neutralize toxics, and I can do this sealed.
Und zum Schutz
And as for protection, I show you something very wonderful in a second.
fest steht,
The
dass
fact
ich
is
die
that I
Menschheit
can
damit
save mankind
retten kann.
with this. You can think about me
Ihr könnt
whatever
denken
you
von mir,
like.
was
You
ihr
can
wollt.
call me
Ihr könnt mich
arrogant.
für überheblich halten.
No,
Nein,
it's my
es ist
duty
meine
to
Pflicht,
put it like
dies so
this,
zu sagen.
because
Denn der Mensch,
human needs
der
a long time to
braucht
wake
lang,
up.
bis er wach ist.
Maybe later it's too
Nachher ist es
late.
zu spät.
All the
Die ganzen
sicknesses that
Krankheiten, die
are
durch die
generated
Verstrahlungen
through the
entstehen,
radiations,
wo
young
Jugendliche schon
people
in der
that
Psychiatrie
are in
sind,
a psychiatry
weil
because
sie
they
zu
play
viel mit
too
dem
much
Handy
with their
spielen,
cell
die
phones, all
Technik
this
benutzen
technology, and so on.
und. Da kann
I
ich
can't
doch
just
nicht
say in a subtle way it
dezent
might
sagen,
help.
es
No,
könnte helfen.
I know
Nein, ich weiß
but I
doch, dass
can
ich
help
euch
you.
retten
You
kann.
just need to
Ihr
understand
müsst
that.
es nur begreifen.
I really
Ich fühle
feel
mich als
and
Bote
understand
Gottes
myself as a
entsandt,
messenger
den
of God,
Menschen
and I would
auch in
like to
diesen
help the
Dingen
people with
zu
those
helfen,
things.
weil die sind
Because just
stehen für
like the
mich genauso wie
establishment
die
of the
Herstellung
White
der
Order,
göttlichen Ordnung
they're
ganz
really a top
weit
priority
vorne.
to me.
Wenn es überhaupt
If
Heilung
it is
der
about
Menschheit
healing
gehen
of
soll,
mankind,
können wir das
we
nicht
cannot put
außer
this
Acht lassen,
aside and play it down.
verharmlosen.
Unfortunately, the
Leider auch hier die
conventional medicine,
Schulmedizin.
in
der
the emergency,
Notstation,
for
da
example,
steht die
there is so
Technik,
much
da
technology,
kann man
you can't
kaum
really
jemanden
visit somebody
ohne dass
without
mir
my nerves
die
starting to
Nerven flattern.
flatter.
Die
People are
Menschen sind
connected to all
angeschlossen an
those
den Geräten.
devices.
Das ist eine
It's too much
hochgradige
technology.
Übertechnisierung.
Actually, they should all carry my
Schutzelemente bei sich tragen.
protective elements,
Da
but
kommen
we'll
wir
talk
aber
about
noch.
this later.
So, ich
I
kann
can
eure
turn
Häuser
your
zu
homes
Kraftorten
into
machen.
places of power. Why
Warum
not?
nicht?
Protect
Schützt euch
yourself
vor
against
Elektrosmog
electrosmog
und
and
Erdstrahlung.
electrical radiation,
Häuser,
homes,
Arbeitsplätze.
workplaces.
Ich kann es sogar
I can prove
beweisen.
it. Daniel
Daniel
Lula,
Lula
he
hat
took
Fotos
pictures what
gemacht,
kind of
was für
energy
eine
I
Energie
produce
ich
and
erzeuge
how
und wie meine Strahlen
my
Schutz am
radiation
Ende wirken.
provides
Alles, was
protection,
negativ auf den menschlichen
and
Körper
everything that
einwirkt,
influences
wird umgewandelt,
the human
sodass die
body
positive Gestirnstrahldurchflutung
then
Lichtenergie
provides light
gewährt
energy.
ist.
Some people call me to
Manche
Anna,
Leute rufen mich an und sagen, Anna,
since
seit
you
du mein Haus
suppressed
zerstört
my
hast,
house,
habe ich Tag und
everybody
Nacht
comes
gesucht.
visit
Hier
me,
will
nobody
niemand
wants to
mehr
leave.
weggehen.
Well, good to hear
Wie
that.
schön,
Of
das zu
course,
hören.
you
Natürlich
feel at
fühlt man sich
ease.
wohl.
My
Auch mein
house,
Haus, mein
my
Heilsraum,
healing room, everything
alles
is
ist
suppressed,
entstört
and that's
und
why people
entstrahlt.
say,
Und deshalb sagen die Menschen, wenn man
well,
auf
if you
der
look down
Autobahn
on your
von deinem
house
Haus
from
nach
the
unten
Autobahn,
schaut,
you
spürt
can
man
feel
schon
the
die
energy.
Energie.
What did you
Was
do?
hast du denn da
Or
gemacht?
other people say,
Oder andere sagen,
you
man
can
spürt
already
das
feel
Haus
your
schon am
house when you
Ortseingang.
enter your city.
Da
Everything's
vibriert
vibrating.
schon alles.
Well,
Und
as I
ja,
said,
wie gesagt,
Genhaberweg
gehen haben
10.
Weg 10. Gene kommen heim.
Well,
ist der Weg. Ja, wer ist denn dieser
who is
Er?
he
Ist der
we're
Weg.
talking
Der
about?
Gott
He. Yes,
in-
God is the way. He is
Ja.
He.
Er
And
ist
He's our
auch
Savior.
unsere Rettung.
Because if you believe in
Denn
God,
wenn wir an
then
Gott
believe in
glauben,
us.
glauben wir auch an
And if
Gott.
we
Wenn
believe
wir
in
an
us,
uns
we
glauben,
believe in
dann glauben
God.
wir auch an Gott.
And people who do not
Und
believe in
Menschen, die
God,
nicht an Gott
well,
glauben, ja,
what kind of life is
was
that?
ist das für ein
It's
Leben?
empty,
Es ist leer. Es
there's
ist
no
ohne
content,
Inhalt.
it's painful.
Es ist schmerzlich.
You
Man
get
vereinsamt.
lonely. So let's
Deshalb
open
mach
the door
schnell wieder
again,
die Tür auf.
let God
Lass den
in
Gott
your
in dein
house,
Haus
and then
und
you are
dann bist du
happy.
glücklich.
For
Für
suppressing
die
the
Häuser
homes,
zu
you don't need to
entstören,
come
müsst
to
ihr
me,
nicht zu
and I
mir
don't
kommen.
even need to
Oder
come to
ich muss
your
nicht
home.
zu euch kommen.
I can do
Ich
everything
kann
from
alles in die
afar.
Ferne machen.
You can
Ihr
be
werdet
at home
zu Hause
and feel
sitzen und
how the
spüren, wie
whole
der ganze
room
Raum
vibrates, how the
vibriert, wie
negative
die
air
negative Luft sich
changes,
verändert,
how the
wie die
light
Energie,
energy enters
Lichtenergie
your
in
house.
euer Haus hineinfließt.
Some people tell
Manche
me
Menschen berichten, ich
that
bin
they're
regelrecht
somehow
auf
really
der Couch
bobbing
hin und
around
her
on their
gehüpft
sofa.
worden. Oder Wärme, Hitze,
Heat,
oder
or something
Tiefenentspannung.
cold, or they're deeply
Oder.
relaxed. And one
Einmal
woman said,
sagte eine
after you
Frau,
suppressed
nachdem
my
du
home.
mein Haus entstört hattest,
No, it was the other way around.
da,
She said,
nein, umgekehrt, sie sagte,
during the
während
suppress
des Entstörungsvorgangs,
process,
da
there
war
was
so ein
such an
Lichthauch
air
im Raum,
flowing
dass die
through the
Gardinen
room
wackelten.
that the curtains
Ja,
were
das
moving.
war die Energie. Was
Those
die energetische
energetic
Belastung in
burden
den
in the
Häusern noch
home
zusätzlich ausmacht. Hat da
is
schon mal
also
jemand
due
drin
to who
gewohnt?
lived there
Was
before
hat der mir
and
da
who
für eine
left this kind of pall
Glocke
of smog
zurückgelassen? Denn
in there.
jeder Gedanke ist Energie.
Or what kind of
Oder
materials
was sind für
did they use
Materialien
for
im Haus
building the
verwendet
house?
worden?
Are
Waren
there any
Giftstoffe drin?
toxics included? There
Es
are
gibt ja
thousands of
tausende
dangers
Gefahren. Überall
everywhere.
lauern sie.
And I can also help
Auch
you with
dabei
that.
helfe
And
ich.
of course,
Und natürlich, was
what
ist in
happens in
meinem
my
Haus los?
own
In
house,
meiner
in my
eigenen Familie
families?
wird
Are
viel
there a lot of
gestritten.
arguments, pain,
Leid,
sorrow,
Kummer, Krankheiten,
worries?
Sorgen.
Well, this
Ja, glaubt ihr,
energy
diese Energie wäre
would
nicht
be
da.
there. It's
Überall
everywhere.
legt sie sich ab. Wir sprechen
And there
dann
are
von
also
morphogenetischen Feldern,
morpho-energetic
die
fields
eine
that
ganze
can
Familie
really
durcheinander rütteln kann.
disturb
weiß nicht,
all
warum
the
man
families, and nobody knows
Man
why
hat
they
überhaupt keine
fall
Vorstellung.
sick,
Besonders wenn
especially
die
if
Leute
people are
schon
already
in der
in
göttlichen
divine
Ordnung
order,
sind und
and
werden hinterher wieder
then
in die
they are again
Disharmonie
in
gebracht.
disharmony. They're not
Nicht, dass sie wieder schief werden,
distorted
aber
again, but
seelisch
mentally,
geistig.
if they have
Kummer,
pain,
Sorge, Leid.
suffering, worries,
Dann
then we can
klärt sich das
clarify
sehr
this
schnell auf. Lass
quickly,
dein Haus
have your
entstören,
home
lass deinen
suppressed
Schlafplatz
and
reinigen
your sleeping
und
place,
dann bist du ein
and then
anderer
you'll
Mensch.
be completely new person.
Ja,
Many
viele
people
sagen,
tell
ich
me,
kann überhaupt nicht mehr
I
schlafen.
can't sleep
Nach
anymore.
meiner
And
Hausreinigung
after my cleaning
schlafen
of a
sie die
home,
Monate.
they can
Kommen
relax
wieder in
deeply,
tiefen
can sleep
Entspannung.
again.
Der Mensch muss
People
mehr und
really
mehr
need to be
vorsichtig sein
careful
mit
what
dem,
they
was er
say.
äußert. Was
What kind of
verwende ich
negative
an
terms
negativen
do I
Worten
use,
und was
and
sage
what
ich
positive
tagsüber
terms
positiv?
do I use during the
Die
day?
Menschen neigen
People
dazu,
tend to
negativ zu denken.
talk with negative
Wenn
terms
sie
if
nicht
they're not
schon auf
already on
dem
the spiritual
spirituellen
way
Weg
that
sind,
they
dass sie sich
proceed, and this
voranarbeiten, dann ändert
changes.
sich
But
das.
even then,
Aber auch
sometimes I
da
have to say,
muss ich
well,
manchmal noch
you've
sagen,
already
hallo,
learned
du hast schon gelernt.
this.
Wieso
Why
kommst
do
du
you
auf
get
die
the
Idee, so
idea to
negativ
get those
zu
negative
denken?
thoughts? Observe
Beobachtet
yourselves.
euch.
If
Wenn ihr einen
you
negativen Satz aussprecht,
express
dann
a
setzt
negative
sofort einen
sentence, then let
positiven
it
drauf,
be followed
damit
by a
sich
positive
aufhebt,
one.
damit ihr
Do
nicht
not
das
burden the
ganze
overall
Universum
universe.
belastet.
The universe tells
Das
me
Universum sagt zu mir,
that I
ich soll euch
shall
das
tell
sagen.
you that the word
Dass auch das
okay,
Wort
okay is not good.
nicht gut ist.
Well, I've told you.
Ich habe es euch gesagt.
Rather use the word
Sagt
good.
lieber das Wort gut.
Sounds better.
Das ist doch viel besser.
Before we used okay,
Bevor
everything was
okay
good.
ins Land kam, war
Now
alles
everything's
gut.
only
Jetzt ist alles nur
okay.
noch
And if you
okay.
read it backwards,
Und okay
it
von hinten
means
gelesen heißt
KO.
K.O. Ich sage immer zu den Leuten, denn
And
ich höre
I
das
hear
am
it
Tag
100
hunderte Male,
times. Please spare
verschont
me
mich mit
of
diesem
this word. It
Wort.
doesn't have any
Das
meaning.
hat überhaupt keine
It's just
Bedeutung.
a
Es
gap
ist ein
filler. Do we need
Lückenfüller.
that?
Brauchen wir Lückenfüller?
Why can't we
Können wir
use
nicht
the word
das Wort
good?
gut sagen? Es ist
It's
ja gerade
almost
so,
as
als
if you
würdest du
handed
eine
over
Rose
a rose.
überreichen.
Good
Gut
opens the
öffnet
heart.
das Herz.
Okay It's just slapping you in the face. And if we throw those words at each other, well, no wonder that we generate aggressive energies. Especially children say, yeah, multicultural, everything's okay, and take over those English terms. Well, yes, words that make sense, we can take them over, but we don't need any gap fillers. We rather send love to the person in front of us. Thank you. Just a little incentive. Of course, I will save people's life through my skills as spiritual alchemist to suppress their apartments and free them from radiation. Especially one case, a woman used to live above a cell phone shop, and within a few months she gained 10 kilos of weight. It was unexplainable. She had a lot of water in her body, and nobody knew why. She took water pills, everything, but nothing happened. Yes, the radiation, the aggressive radio waves, they came up to her apartment. And in this toxic field, because radiation are toxic, her intelligent body tried to heat the water to neutralize this acidification. Because the acid, if the acid corroded the bones and so on, well then, this woman would have died by now. And sometimes those are the explanations for a sudden death, because of too much radiation. But I can help you. I'm also a spiritual dentist. I stick to it. I have the skills to turn your metals on your tooth to neutralize them completely and make them to an endogenous substance. You probably know about the time with the amalgam fillers. Everybody had it in the mouth. Even though one could have thought, well, mercury is toxic for nerves, it equals arsenic. But they just sold it for tooth. Much later, after many people fell sick and got problems with their nerves, they recognized that mercury is really dangerous. And of course, the filler also has an operation. When you chew, you cannot really close it up completely. So one found small particles of mercury in the brain of people. And MS, that kind of thing. Well, let's leave it like that. The fact is that I can help you to get out of this. Still today there are many people suffering that are poisoned through dental metals where the kidneys cannot handle this anymore. The spiritual world proved to me that I am able to do that through visible change that can be proven. I refer to Paul Schmidt from the US because I got this from him. Paul Schmidt was a country singer. He had the skills to attract spiritual dentists through his music. They told him that he shall go out there and help the people that fell sick because of metal in their mouth. And Paul Schmidt started and did a world tour to help the
Eines
people.
Tages, wie die Zufälle einem so
And
zufallen,
one day, just
las
by
ich so etwas in der
coincidences
Zeitung.
happened,
Ich
I
fuhr
read
nach
something
Frankfurt.
about a newspaper. I
In
went
einem
to
großen
Frankfurt,
Saal empfing einige
in
hundert
a big
Menschen.
hall. There were
Und
hundreds
wir
of
sangen
people
nach
he
seiner
received,
Musik.
and we were singing
Pop,
with his music.
Rock, alles zusammen.
Pop, rock music,
Man hätte
everything.
denken können, das ist jetzt irgendeine
One
spirituelle
could have thought that this is some kind
Untermalung.
of spiritual
Nein,
emphasis.
es war
No,
richtige Krawallmusik.
it was really,
Und wir
really
sangen alle
strong
mit
music,
offenem
loud
Mund.
music, and
Und
we were
die
singing
Leute
with
machten noch
open
zusätzlich
mouth,
Mundbewegungen.
and people did
Und
additional
tatsächlich,
movements with their
Wenn die
mouth.
Stimmen verstummten
And indeed,
und
when everybody
Paul
was
Schmidt sein Spiel
quiet,
rausholte und von
and Paul
einem zum
Schmidt
anderen ging,
took out his mirror and went from
das
one to
Staunen
another,
groß.
everybody
Bei
was
vielen
stunned.
Menschen haben sich die Zähne sofort goldfarben verändert.
For many people,
Also,
the
ich will
teeth,
sagen,
the
die
fillings
grauen
turned golden.
Amalgamfüllungen, die so
I can tell you
blechfarben
those
aussehen,
metal-colored
strahlten pures Gold.
amalgam fillings, they turned
Ich habe
into
damals ja
pure
als
gold.
Medium fragen können, was geht da vor sich?
I
diese
asked as a
Umwandlung.
medium, what's going on here?
Unser Körper
This
produziert
change.
selbst.
Yes,
Unser
our
Körper
body
hat auch
produces
Silber
gold.
und
We
Kupfer
also
in
can
sich.
produce silver
Auf jeden Fall
and copper.
wird es so
In any
wunderbar
case,
geregelt von oben,
It's
von den
just a
geistigen
wonderful
Dentisten,
arrangement
dass sie dieses
from above
Quecksilber
by
ummanteln
the Spirit
mit
that
purem
they
Gold,
put an alloy
sodass der
on the
Acryl
mercury with
auf
pure
keinen Fall
gold
mehr
so
dem Körper
that the
schaden.
abrasion doesn't do any harm to the body.
Ich habe das täglich in meiner Praxis auch bei den Menschen
I see
praktiziert.
this every day in my
Weil ich die
practice and
Notwendigkeit
also
erkannte.
used it because I recognize the
Leider
necessity.
hat man mich zu
Unfortunately,
dieser Zeit noch
at that
nicht
time,
groß unterstützen können oder wollen.
Nobody
Und die
supported me
Zahnärzte
along
haben
my way, and the
herausgebohrt,
dentist, they
herausgebohrt
drilled a lot
und haben die Menschen noch
in the
zusätzlich vergiftet,
teeth
aber auch sich
and
selbst.
additionally poisoned themselves and
Viele
their
Ärzte in
patients.
dieser Zeit haben
Many
Suizid begangen,
physicians committed
weil sie
suicide
das
at
nicht
that
mehr
time
ertragen haben.
because they couldn't stand it
Schmerzen
anymore.
und Vergiftungszustände.
Those pains and
Überhaupt,
poison
der
states.
Zahnarztberuf ist dadurch sehr
In
Verruf
general,
gekommen,
the profession of the
beziehungsweise gilt als einer der
dentist
gefährlichsten Berufe
was
überhaupt. Weil
kind
hier
of
wird
in a
noch richtig viel
had a bad
Chemie
reputation because they really
gearbeitet.
work with chemicals here.
Und auch hier bin ich am Aufklären.
And also here, I'm trying to
Natürlich sind bei
explain
mir
that to
auch
people.
Goldzähne entstanden.
Of course, I also
Und
had teeth that turned
viele
golden,
Plomben, verschiedene Metalle,
and many fillings
Palladium,
and different
Nickel,
metals,
alles
palladium,
Mögliche wird
nickel.
doch gepuncht.
Everything is
Das durfte ich
punched.
dann verändern. Weil
And
das hat
I
Spannungsfelder im Mund
Was allowed
verursacht,
to
die
change it because this caused
Kopfblockaden,
tension,
sagen wir mal
which then caused
Konzentrationsblockaden, wenn nicht
blockades
sogar zu
in the
Alzheimer
head,
führen.
blockades of concentration.
Wer von mir begradigt wird, werden sollen aufgerichtet.
Who
Bei
straightened
dem
by me,
mache ich auch
I
diese
also
Heilung.
do this kind of
Denn
healing.
in vergifteten
Because
Zustand kommt bei
in
mir keiner
A
raus.
toxic state.
So, auf dem
Nobody
linken
leaves
Bild
this
unten
house in a
seht ihr, wie die
toxic
Zähne
state.
vorher waren.
Here on the left, on the
Alles
bottom, you see
Amalgam,
how the
5
teeth
Zähne
were
Amalgam
with
gefüllt.
amalgam.
Und nach meiner Behandlung
And
fing
after
direkt
my
einer an,
treatment,
Gold zu werden.
Directly,
2
one
Tage
teeth started
später
to turn golden.
schickte mir
And
die
2
Frau ein
days
neues
later,
Foto
the
und
woman
dann
sent
sagt
me
sie,
another
schau
picture
mal,
and she
alle
told
Zähne
me,
sind
look,
Gold.
all
Und
my
sagte
teeth
zu ihr,
turned
du,
golden. I
einen
told
musst du
her,
opfern, lass doch
well,
mal die
please,
Plombe rausbohren.
spare one
Ich wüsste
and
gerne
have one
einmal,
drilling
welches Material das ist.
filling drilled out. I'd like to
tatsächlich,
know what kind of
der
material it
Zahnarzt
is.
war ja
And indeed,
erschüttert, als er
the
das sah. Er
dentist
sagte, ja,
was so
ich habe
fascinated
Ihnen doch kein
and said, well,
Gold eingesetzt,
I
was
didn't
denn
put
hier
gold
passiert?
into your
Und
teeth.
sie
What happened?
erzählte, das kam durch die geistigen Dentisten.
And she then
Ein
told
Geschenk
him
an die
that this
Menschen.
was caused by the
Und
spiritual
er hat dann
dentist.
eine Plombe herausgenommen
And he took out one
und
filling,
festgestellt, dass dieses
examined it,
Material
and
keiner irdischen
stated
Legierung entspringt.
that this
Es
is
ist
not
eine
comparable with a
pure
terrestrial
Goldqualität.
alloy. It's a high quality
So
of gold.
etwas haben wir gar nicht in dieser hohen
We
Karatzahl.
don't have this
Es
in
ist
this kind of
hochkarätig,
high
aber
carat.
gehärtet
It's high quality carat,
und
hardened,
nicht weich.
and not soft at
Denn
all.
wenn wir 24 Karat Gold
Because
im Mund
if
verarbeiten
we have,
würden, wäre das in
if
einem
we
halben
use
Jahr schon
24
durch gewesen.
karat gold in our
Also
mouth,
etwas ganz
we
Spezielles.
would bite it
Ganz
through within half a
speziell
year.
für
It's
uns
really a
Menschen.
special
Wie
thing
das in den Mund
for us
hinein
humans.
materialisiert
How
wird,
this is materialized
das
into
kann ich
the
leider
mouth,
nicht sehen.
I don't see
Aber
that. But
hinterher am Spiegel kann ich
But
es
in the
erkennen.
end, I can see it
So,
in the mirror.
die Goldzähne. Das
So,
war eine schöne
golden
Epoche,
teeth.
sag ich mal.
That was a
Eine schöne
nice
Zeit.
era, really
Bestätigung,
good
was wir
time,
vollbringen.
a confirmation for
Nachdem ich
what we
einmal
achieve.
in Kanada war,
But when
bei
I once
einem
had gone to
Vortrag am
Canada
Abend in
and
einem
saw a
ganz großen
presentation
Bioladen,
in a
big
big whole food shop,
Zahnbehandlung machte,
we had a group,
da kam eine junge
teeth
Frau gerannt mit einem
treatment.
Spiegel und sagte,
A
oh, was
young
bin
woman
ich
with a mirror
beschämt. Sie
came
hatte
to me.
4
Oh, such a
Goldzähne
shame.
bekommen.
She had 4 golden teeth.
Ehrlich gesagt war ich erschrocken. So eine
I
junge
was
Frau
actually
und 4
shocked.
Goldzähne.
Such a
Das
young
passte
woman
doch
with 4
irgendwie
golden
gar nicht
teeth
zu ihr.
didn't suit her.
Und sie war trotzdem der glücklichste Mensch auf der
But
Welt,
anyway,
weil
she
sie
was the
sagte,
happiest
ich sehe die Gnade
human
Gottes
on
hat
earth
mich
because
berührt und
she
ich werde
knew she was
das
touched by the mercy of
an-
God.
bis an mein Lebensende in Ehren halten.
And I will take care of
Mir
it.
gab es aber nicht
as long
die
as
Ruhe,
I
die ich
live.
mir gewünscht hätte. Ich konnte mich nicht so
But she
richtig mit
didn't
ihr
have
freuen.
this calmness. I couldn't
Habe
really be
dann zu Hause mit der
happy
geistigen Welt
for
darüber
her.
gesprochen, was
And I
können wir
talked with
machen.
the spiritual world about it. What can we do
Ära
about it?
Goldzähne, können wir
This
die
era of
beschließen,
golden teeth, can we
beenden? Ich brauche doch nicht mehr eure
close it
mühevollen
and
Beweise.
terminate it? I don't need this
Ich
kind
mache
of
einfach die Zähne
evidence.
zu körpereigener Substanz.
I just
Und
turned
die
the
geistige
teeth
Welt
into
sagte,
an
ja,
indigenous
dann
substance.
machen wir das.
And they said,
Und
yes,
so
let's do that.
Habe ich den letzten Goldzahn
And that's
am
how
3.
I
November 2013 produziert.
produced the
Und
last
diese
golden teeth
Dame
on the 3rd
schreibt,
November
liebe Anne, am
2013.
Donnerstag war ich
And
bei
this
dir
woman
zum
writes to me,
Wirbelsäulenbegradigung.
I was with you on Thursday for
Am
straightening of
Samstag
spine.
haben wir uns
And
nochmal in
on
Bergisch Gladbach
Saturday,
gesehen. Du hast
we
mir die
met
Hände
again in
aufgelegt
Bergisch
wegen
Gladbach.
meines rechten
You put your
Ohrs.
hands on me
Ja,
because
sie
of
hatte
my
Zugriff
right
bekommen
ear.
und das
Yes,
Wort tat ihr weh.
she had
Heute habe ich
issues
meine
with
Zähne
her ear. She
angeschaut.
had pain in
Meine
there. And today I took a look
Amalgamfüllungen haben
at
sich
my teeth,
verwandelt
and my
und sind
amalgam
nun
filling
goldfarben.
changed and
Dass
now
so
turned
etwas mir
golden.
geschieht, damit habe ich
That
nicht
this,
gerechnet. Herzlichen Dank für
something
deine
like this
Liebe.
happens
Bis
to
bald.
me, I would
Jutta
never have thought of
Löhr.
that. Thank
Ja,
you very
Jutta.
much.
Ich
Thank
hab
you very
mich
much
auch
for
mit
your
dir
love. Jutta
gefreut.
Löhr. Yes, Jutta, I
Und
was very
ich fand
happy
das so
for you
lustig,
also.
weil es war dein
And I thought it was
allerletzter
funny because
Zahn.
it was the very
Und ich hatte ja
last
vorher
tooth.
gesagt, das sieht nicht so
And
ästhetisch
I
aus,
said
wenn
that
wir
it doesn't
Goldzähne
look
haben.
very
Und dann die
nice,
geistige Welt gedacht,
those
wahrscheinlich,
golden
wir wollen
teeth.
der Anne mal
And
zeigen,
so
dass
the
sie das
spiritual
noch kann,
world
dass wir noch
thought,
flüssig
okay,
wirken. Und haben dann den
we would like to
allerletzten
show
Zahn,
that
den
we
ja
have
keiner
some
sehen
influence,
kann,
and the
den
very
haben sie
last
dann gold
golden
gemacht.
tooth, they made this one, I
Seither
believe,
mache
golden.
ich alles
And
zu
since then,
körpereigener
I
Substanz.
turn
Das ist nicht
everything
mehr
into
sichtbar dann,
endogenous
aber
substance.
spürbar.
It's not
Die
visible
Menschen
anymore, but you
sagen,
can
mein
feel it.
ganzer
People say,
Geschmack, mein
my overall
Zahnmilieu,
taste,
meine belegte Zunge,
the whole
das ist alles
area
nicht
in my
mehr
mouth,
vorhanden.
my coated tongue
Früher
doesn't
hatten sie
exist anymore.
Belegte Zunge,
Before
Pilz
they had
und
coated
sonstige
tongues,
unangenehme
fungal
Dinge.
diseases, and
Das
uncomfortable
sieht man
things
dann,
they
wenn
worried
man ein
about.
bisschen sich beobachtet, dass sich das
And
alles
if you
verändert und
observe it a
verbessert
little
und
bit,
vor
you
allen
see
Dingen keine
that this
Spannungsfelder mehr im
improves
Mund.
and that there are
Die
no more
verschiedenen Metalle,
tensions
die verwendet wurden.
inside the mouth due to
Ja,
the metals they
eine ganz,
used.
ganz wichtige und
This
ganz
is really
große Hilfe auf
An
dem Weg
important
der
help
Gesunderhaltung
on the
und
way
auch natürlich
to
auf dem Weg
maintain
der
health
Gesundwerdung.
and also on the way to
Mit
recovery.
solchen Störfällen kann man nicht gesund bleiben.
With those kind of
Natürlich,
issues, you
was
cannot
Physiker erst
maintain
erahnen,
health.
praktiziere ich jetzt
Of
schon seit
course,
18
you-
Jahren.
I've
Ich
been
bin
doing
der
this for
Wissenschaft
18
weit
years.
voraus.
I'm
Sie
really ahead
entwickeln
of
sich zu
science.
langsam.
They're
Ich
developing
kann
too
darauf nicht
slowly,
warten.
and I can't
Ich kann
wait
es
for
euch
them.
jetzt hier sagen
I
und
can
dann
tell you right
kommt
now about
einfach.
it, and then just come to me.
Das ist auch eine schöne Episode. Nach
There's
einer
a very nice
Hausentstörung
episode
und
here.
Umwandlung aller
After a
negativen
suppressing
Energieformen
of a home
fand die Bewohnerin
and
des
deleting all the
Öfteren
negative energies,
Goldklümpchen auf ihrem
the woman in
Tisch.
this house, she found some little golden
Zwei
particles on
kleine
her table.
Nuggets, sagt man
Two
dazu.
small
Am
nuggets.
12.07. habe ich ihre
On the
Wohnung
12th
entstört.
of July,
Am
I
2.04. habe ich
suppressed her
das
home,
Haus
and on the
entstört,
2nd of
Nee, am 4.04.,
April, no, it was the
weil sie
4th
das
of
Land
April,
erworben hatte.
because she
Und an
then
ihrer Fensterbank
bought
hatte
it,
sie eine
and then
Dose liegen, eine
at her
Amethystdose,
window
weil die Dame
she had
wohnte
a
am
little
Bahnhof
container
in
because
Köln
she lived
und hatte
close
so
to a
eine starke
station in
Verstrahlung durch die
Cologne, and there
Elektrozüge.
was such a high radiation through
Jedenfalls,
the electro
Ich
trains.
weiß auch nicht, wie das
I don't
geschehen
know
konnte.
how
Ich habe
this
mich
could
einfach
happen.
mit ihr
I was
gefreut.
just so happy for
Nämlich
her
an beiden Tagen
because
lagen am nächsten Tag kleine
both days
Goldklümpchen auf
she
ihrem
found
Teppich.
those small golden nuggets on the
So
table.
ein schönes Geschenk von der geistigen Welt.
Such a wonderful gift
Ja,
by the
Wunder
spiritual
dürfen
world.
geschehen.
Yes,
Hier habe
miracles
ich auch
can happen.
ein Phänomen, wo man sich
And there's
Gedanken
another
machen darf
phenomenon where
und
one
Freude
thought,
zeigen kann.
well,
Immer
you
wieder
can be
ein Grund
happy
zum
about it.
Staunen.
Every
Die
time
junge Dame
there's a
war
reason
hier
to be
zur
stunned.
Begradigung, das war damals eine
This woman
Gruppenbehandlung.
came
Ich habe ihr
here
Energie
for
gesendet.
straightening in
Und
a
es war
group.
sehr
I
heiß, sie
sent
hatte
out
einen
the
Schuh
energy. It
am
was
Fuß und den
really
anderen
hot,
hatte sie
and
nebendran
she had
stehen.
one shoe on her
Als
feet
ich
and the
fertig
other
war
one
mit
was
meiner Arbeit, sagte
left
sie,
aside.
"Oh,
And
Anne,
when I was
guck mal,
done, she
du
told me,
hast
Anna,
mich
look,
entstört, ich hatte den Schuh an, aber
you
der Schuh, der
suppressed me,
außerhalb
and I
stand,
had one
der
shoe
ist
on
leider
my
nicht
foot,
mitgemacht
and the other
worden.
one didn't
Das
join
stimmt.
the treatment.
Die geistige
Yes,
Welt hat
true.
sich dann
The
auf die
spiritual
Person, die
world
ich entstört und den Streit
then
hat, begrenzt.
concentrated on the
Der Schuh,
person
der außerhalb stand.
I suppressed, but
musste
the
ich
shoe
dann noch
wasn't on the
nachmachen.
foot. I
Aber
had
leider
to
habe ich
then
das
redo
Bild
it.
nicht mehr fotografiert.
Unfortunately, I
Das war
didn't
natürlich
take
dann
another picture of that
genauso
one.
wie der rechte.
It
Ihr
then looked
seht,
just
was
like the
wir
one
mit
on the right
Energie
side.
alles
So you
machen.
see what's possible with energy.
Und denkt nicht, ich bilde eine Konkurrenz zur Schulmedizin.
And don't think
Nein,
that I'm
es
a
muss
competitor
aber
of the
ein
conventional
Miteinander
medicine.
geben.
No,
Endlich
but there has to
muss
be
es
a
ein
cooperation.
Miteinander geben.
Finally,
Aber
we
nicht
need this
nur da und
cooperation.
dort eine Klinik,
But not only here and there in
sondern
one hospital,
in der ganzen Welt.
but all over the world.
Ja.
Yes.
Noch ein Beweis.
Another
Eine
evidence
Hyperspektralmessung
is a
während der
hyperspectral
Entstrahlung und
measurement
Entstörung, die ich
during
übrigens
a
gleich mit euch
suppressing,
machen werde.
which I will show you in a second.
Daniel Goulart filmte mich.
Daniel Goulart filmed me.
Eigentlich sind die Bilder hätten umgekehrt sein müssen. Das
Actually,
rechte Bild
those
zeigt
pictures should be in
die
another order.
schwere
The
Energie,
picture on the
die
right
den
one
Raum
shows the
füllt,
heavy energy. The room was
die
filled with
Menschen
it
zu mir kamen.
when the people
Das
came to
war
me.
hier ein Bild aus Italien.
This is a picture from Italy.
Das sind alles die Menschen, die zur Begradigung kamen. Sie saßen in
All the
einer
people
Gruppe vor
came
mir.
for a straightening. They sat in
Und sie
front of
waren
me
mit
in a group.
müden Erschöpfungsenergien
And they
gekommen.
came to me exhausted with
Einmal durch den
exhausted
Elektrosmog
energy
völlig
through
verstrahlt.
the electrosmog,
Und dann noch das
completely
tiefe Becken.
radiated,
Beim
and
näheren
then with
Hinschauen kann man sehen, dass aus meiner Hand
a not
violettes
straight
Licht strahlt.
pelvis. And then you can see in
Eine
the middle of the picture that
harmonisierende
out of my hand you
Energie,
have
Magenta
purple light,
oder die
harmonizing
Delta-Kraft.
energy, or the delta force we call it.
Dann habe ich die Entstörung gemacht
Then I did
und da
the
hat sich alles
suppressing,
in violettes Licht getan.
and then everything turned purple.
Violettes Licht bedeutet auch eine
Purple light
Bewusstseinserhebung,
also
eine
means
Erweiterung,
an increased
Öffnung
awareness
des
and
Kronenchakras,
opening of the crown
Anbindung
chakra,
an deine universellen
connection to the
Bewusstseinsebene,
universal
eins
awareness,
zu werden mit
to become
unserem
one
gesamten Universum.
with our overall universe.
Links, 2-3 Minuten später,
And on
sieht
the
man,
left, 2 or 3
dass
minutes
jeder
later, you
diese
see
Energie bekommen hat, die
that
er
everybody
gebraucht
received the energy
hat. Es ist ein
which he or
wunderbarer
she needed.
Heilvorgang.
It's just a wonderful healing
Und
process
beweist,
and proves
dass das geistige Heilen
that the spiritual
die wahre
healing
Heilung ist.
is the true healing.
Die Menschen haben sich danach sofort verändert gefühlt.
The people really
Und
could feel the change
das wird mit
afterwards.
euch genauso sein.
And the
Jeder,
same
der
will
heute
happen with
vor
you.
seinem
Everybody
Bildschirm sitzt,
who sits in front of the
wird
display
jetzt die Energie von mir
will
empfangen können.
receive my energy.
Bitte,
So
registriert dies
please
als einen heiligen Vorgang.
take it
Ich
as
bin
a
eine
holy
geistige
process.
Alchemistin.
I am a spiritual
Ich
alchemist.
stehe in der Kraft, Wunder geschehen zu lassen,
I have the
die
force
der
to make
Menschheit
miracles
zur
happen,
Heilwerdung dienen.
to help people heal.
Ich bin bereit. Seid ihr
I
auch
am
bereit?
ready. Are you also ready? You also ready?
Setzt euch bitte
Take a seat.
irgendwo bequem hin.
Make yourself comfortable.
Auch wenn ihr gerade Auto fahrt,
Or if you're
vielleicht fahrt ihr
driving
mal ein
in
bisschen
your car,
zur Seite.
maybe pull over.
Egal was ihr macht,
No matter what you're doing,
die Energie kommt an.
the energy will come to you.
Wenn ihr zu Hause sitzt,
If
dann
you're
achtet
sitting at
darauf,
home,
dass ihr
pay
Bodenkontakt habt.
attention that you have
Die
contact
Füße
to the
sollen
floor.
unbedingt
Your feet
den Boden
should be on the
berühren.
floor.
Wenn Kinder bei euch sind, dann
If you
sollen
have
sie
children around,
auf dem Boden sitzen.
tell them to sit down on the
Denn
floor.
die negativen Kräfte und
Because
Energien
the
werden
negative
durch
forces
euch
and energies
ausgeleitet.
are so
Ja,
let
was
out
geschieht
by
damit?
you. What happens
Viele
with
fragen
that?
mich,
Many
du
ask me,
schaffst aber
oh,
Müllberge. Nein,
you
nein.
really create a lot of
Das ist
waste
zu
mountains.
real, menschlich, weltlich gedacht.
No, it's such a
Ich schaffe
terrestrial
keine
thinking.
Müllberge.
I don't create waste mountains.
Aber, so wie die geistige Welt mir das bildhaft zeigt,
As the
in
spiritual
dem
world
Moment, wo ich
shows
die
it to me,
negative
in the
Energie
way
von euch
when I
runternehme,
take away this negative
Öffnet
energy
sich.
from you,
der Boden.
the floor opens up
Und ich sehe den Schoß der Mutter Erde.
and I
vor
can
mir.
see the lap of Mother Earth.
Dort fließt die Energie hinein
The energy
Wird
flows
gereinigt
in there, is
und kommt
clean,
als Licht
and
und
flows back
Lebensinformation
as
zu euch zurück.
an information of light and love.
Und das machen wir jetzt.
And we will do
Am
that
besten
now.
schließt ihr eure
The
Augen,
best is
legt die Hände wie Schalen
close your
auf den
eyes,
Schoß,
put your
auf die
hands
Oberschenkel,
on your thighs,
geöffnet nach oben,
opened
dass ihr auch
up
die
so
Energie
the
fühlen
palm
könnt.
to the top,
Die
so
Augen
you're able to
schließen,
feel.
damit ihr fühlen
Close your
könnt.
eyes so you can feel.
Und lasst euch auf das Abenteuer heute
And just
hier strahlenfrei zu werden.
Enjoy and enter into this adventure to be free of
wandle mich
radiation.
Zur geistigen
I will now
Alchemistin
turn into the spiritual
und zur
alchemist
geistigen Dentistin
and the spiritual dentist
und mach euch frei
and
von
will free
allen
you from
negativen
all
Energien, die
negative
ihr in diesem Leben
energies
gesammelt
that
habt.
you have gathered during your lives.
Strahlen. Es gibt
Radiation,
2000 gefährliche
there are
Strahlenarten, die den
2000
Menschen
different
attackieren.
types of radiations that are dangerous for humans.
Aber es sind viele mehr,
But there are many
was man
more,
noch gar nicht weiß.
many we don't know about.
Dann, was gibt es noch,
What else is there
was negativen Einfluss hat?
that has a negative influence on us?
Energien
Energies
der Sorge, Kummer, Leid,
stemming from worries,
Oder
sorrow,
gehen wir
or
noch ein
suffering.
bisschen
Or let's go a
weiter.
little further.
Flüche, Verwünschungen,
Curses
üble Nachrede,
Speaking
Namensbeschmutzung,
evil.
Entehrung
or
Auch
dishonoring
das
also
sind
All
Energien,
that
die sich bei
are
euch
energies
eingenistet haben.
that have implanted
alles
in
richtig
you.
und trotzdem
You do
klappt
everything
nichts.
correctly in the right way, but
Auch
nothing
von
works
diesen
out.
Energien befreit.
I will free you from those energies.
Noch etwas,
And
was nicht unterschätzt werden darf.
what you shouldn't underestimate,
Ich reinige auch eure Namen.
I also
Besonders
clean
bei
your name,
Paaren, die
especially
getrennt sind.
for people
Wenn die
that
Frau den
are
Namen des Mannes
separated.
hat, ist sie
If
noch
the
mit
woman still
seinem,
carries the name of the
sagen wir mal, Stamm
man, of the husband,
verwurzelt, verbunden,
she's
vernetzt.
still connected to his roots.
Und oftmals gehen Trennungen nicht in Liebe
And
auseinander.
oftentimes people
Die ganze
don't
Familie.
separate in a loving way.
Spricht schlecht.
And somebody
Ich werde
speaks
diesen Kräften
evil about
einfach
this
die
person,
Basis
and I will just take away the
Niemand
basis of
darf
those forces.
werten, euch
Nobody is
bewerten,
allowed to judge
euch
you,
kritisieren.
to
Denn
criticize
das
you.
Leben hier ist eine
Because
Schule
the life here is a school,
und in der Schule müssen wir
and
lernen.
at school we need to learn.
Es ist unsere Aufgabe,
It is our job
das Negative so zu verwandeln,
to change
dass
something
das Gute
negative in the
überwiegt.
way that the good predominates.
Und das mache ich jetzt mit.
And we're going to do this now.
Ich beginne jetzt.
I'll start now.
Ich arbeite auf all euren Körperebenen.
I'm working on all the body
Am
levels,
physischen Körper,
on the physical body,
am energetischen Körper,
on the energetic body,
am emotionalen Körper,
on the emotional body,
am mentalen Körper
on the mental body,
und auch an eurem Seelenkörper.
and also on your soul body.
Ihr seid frei
You are free,
von Sorgen, Kummer, Leid.
free from worries, sorrow,
der
suffering from the past.
Wir ziehen einen Schlussstrich unter die
We draw a
Vergangenheit.
line underneath
Sie
the
ist doch
past.
vergangen.
It's
Gelebte
the
Materie,
past.
völlig
It's
unbedeutend.
lived material. It doesn't have any
Hütet
meaning.
euch nach hinten zu schauen.
Don't look back.
Es waren Episoden in eurem Leben,
There were
die
episodes
musstet
in
ihr
your life.
erleben.
You had to experience them.
Und so habt ihr jetzt die Möglichkeit, ganz
And
neu.
now you have the opportunity to start anew.
Und nun schließt noch
And
einmal
now
die Augen.
close your eyes again.
Öffnet einen Spalt breit euren Mund.
Open your mouth a little
Als
bit.
geistige Dentistin
As spiritual dentist,
schaue ich nun nach euren Zähnen.
I'm now going to observe your teeth.
Kronen, Plomben,
Crowns,
Füllungen,
fillings,
Implantate,
implants,
Kleber,
glue.
all das mache ich zu körpereigener Substanz.
All that I will turn into endogenous substances.
Die Harmonie zieht in euch ein. Und dabei
Harmony
entspannt
is
sich auch
entering
eure
you.
Nackenmuskulatur.
And your neck muscles are relaxing.
Wunderbar.
Wonderful.
So,
All right.
und nun seid ihr auch frei von Gift.
And now you're also free of
Ich gebe
toxics.
euch noch die Möglichkeit,
I give you the
Information.
possibility
dass eventuell dritte Zähne einmal wachsen werden.
you get the information that
So
you
weit
might
wage
have
ich
your
mich schon
third
nach vorne.
teeth. That's how far I would like to go.
Wenn die Zeit reif ist,
And when the time
werden
has
sie
come, the teeth will come.
die geistige Welt sagt immer zu
The
mir,
spiritual world
wünsch dir
keeps
viel,
telling
dann
me,
bekommst du alles.
wish for a lot, then you get everything.
Wenn die Leute zu mir kommen und
If
sagen,
people
ach
come to me
Anne,
and tell
kannst
me,
du
oh
uns
Anna,
wenigstens ein bisschen
can you
heilen,
heal
sag
us a
ich
little
nein.
bit? I say no.
Ich will 100%.
I want 100%.
Denn das, was ich mache, sind
Because
100%.
what I do is
Der
100%.
Mensch ist nun aufgefordert, das
Now,
geistig zu
The human is
verstehen,
invited
zu
to
begreifen und
understand it
umzusetzen.
mentally and to continue this
Dann
work.
hat er auch die 100%.
And then you get the 100%.
So, ihr Lieben,
So everybody,
ich zeige euch noch, wie ihr diese schwierige
I
Zeit
will show you
unbeschadet
how
überlebt.
you can live through this time unharmed.
Ja, ich bin wieder da.
Yes, I'm back.
Ich zeige euch jetzt noch,
I will show you now
was die geistige Welt mir für Fähigkeiten antat.
what skills the spiritual world gave to me.
Dauerhaft vor allen
So I can protect you on a permanent basis from all the negative energies that can accumulate around us. One woman told me, since I'm wearing your protective pendant, a tick never bit me again. They really keep away from me. And she's right. What is the principle of my protective pendant? It's an aura, an expansion of the aura up to 50 meters. There are even pictures that prove that. You know about the Killian photography, you can make the aura visible. And also Daniel Hular from Mailand confirmed that to me. When the aura's filled, no negative energies or radiation can come through it and enter it. And this is the most simple solution. When the spiritual world told me 15 years ago you have to produce protective elements, it was difficult to me because they told me I should use natural elements and I didn't know what it was about. I was wondering all the time, and then one day it came to me. They said the healing stones, they were already made for you humans. They're not really stones. They're ensouled beings that serve humans. And then I understood. What did I do? I selected the stones and asked them, would you like to take on this task to protect the human forever? And there was a very special information, a very high light frequency. And then they told me, yes, use this and that seal on us. That was shown to me at one point, a permanent seal. Just in the way like I do the straightening of the spine on a permanent basis. Like I seal this, I also seal here your protection. One woman called me and told me, Anna, your protective pendant really saved my life. She was very excited and highly emotional. Tell me, when she said, well, I went on vacation in Thailand and poked on the beach. I never took off my protective pendant since I got it from you, but that morning I forgot it. I don't know why. And I felt it and the pendant wasn't there. Anyway, I went out in the sun, but the thought that I didn't have my protective pendant was worrying me. I had to think about it all the time. And then 10 minutes later, I went to my car and went to the top of the mountain to my hotel. And in that moment, the tsunami came and destroyed everything. I had to leave my pendant there. I had to forget it. So I could go back to the hotel to get it. And therewith I was saved. Anna, that's a really meaningful story. And yeah, I can imagine that. Because those are beings that protect you in any kind of situation. It's also a great help to overcome fears. I'm fearless. Yes, I may be a little careful, but I'm not afraid. Because there's so many watching out for me. taking care of me. And so I created something which is really necessary for humans. For men to put it in a pocket, or from a Maasai from Namibia, it's like a fruit. It's hard as stone, and if you rub it, then you can make fire with it. Ensouled beings that protect us. And of course, I have something very nice for the eyes, with nice symbols on there, however you like it, or bracelets. All those stones are light carriers and were treated by me with this special programming and sealed. You can try it out. Of course, I have measuring rods. Try it on and use a measuring rod. They show you how the aura expands. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to show you everything in detail, but I can tell you there are testing devices. For example, I went on a fair. There was a radiation protection on the stand. I went there and I thought, yeah, I'll take a look at that. And this young man, he was really busy, but his device didn't move at all. He couldn't measure any radiation on me. And then he said, well, I'm sorry, I've never had this before. I believe my device is broken. And I told him, no, try somebody else. Try on somebody else. And it worked fine. And I did several tests with different systems with Dr. Wohl. I was always free of radiation in all the different body levels. I don't need scientific evidence or confirmation. That takes way too long. The evidences are my experiences. Those who heal are right. That's my law. I thank you very much. And I hope you have a wonderful life. Of course, I think we'll see each other again. That you have yourself straightened. That you can live your life in the divine order. And from there, the order can be brought to the world. If the people are mentally and physically distorted, we cannot even think about peace. But if they are in the divine order, yes, then we can firmly believe that peace will come sooner as we think. But as we are positive thinking people, we believe peace is coming quickly. Stop complaining, politics, this and that. Just trust in the divine guidance and don't create this additional negative energy through speculations, criticism, and unhappiness. Trust in change and look forward to the new time. All the best. Thank you very much for listening, for watching and experiencing how he lives in us. Yours, Anne.